Hey everybody, welcome back to Shock and Schlock. I'm your host, Herschel Gillis, and today I'm going to be reviewing a controversial choice. Not controversial because of content, but because of the person who made it. And not controversial in the typical sense, but this seems to be a very love him or hate him director, and there's not very much middle ground there on people, on their opinions of that. And that, of course, would be Rob Zombie. Um, and I'm reviewing his debut feature film, House of a Thousand Corpses. This is my VHS copy because I like VHS. Um, so what is House of a Thousand Corpses? Well, as I said, it was the directorial debut from Rob Zombie, the musician, now filmmaker as well, notable for his solo career and his role in White Zombie. Fun fact too: his younger brother is the lead singer of Powerman 5000. Music knowledge. Um, but it was written, directed, and co-scored by Rob Zombie. Uh, Released or it was filmed in 2000. Was shelved for a few years initially. It was originally supposed to be released from Universal, and they thought the film was too violent and would receive an NC-17, so they shelved it. Rob Zombie reacquired the rights. It went through Lionsgate instead, and now we have this. So what's it about? It's a two groups of or two couples of teenagers go on a road trip around America trying to like uncover this mystery of this guy called Dr. Satan. Um, they end up getting lost. They need gas, and they stop at this little gas station slash like roadside attraction run by a clown who goes by the name of Captain Spaulding, and they of course went to the wrong house, and it turns into a Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Hills Have Eyes type of like 70s throwback movie. Um, yeah, it's pretty much what you'd expect with that, like story wise. Lots of like weird family shenanigans from the family that are there. The Firefly clan, they all have unique personalities and are all kind of like comically evil. This film is very. It definitely has comedic elements there. It's definitely intended to be like a black comedy horror. The sequel to this, The Devil's Rejects, is much more serious. I might review that at some point. Probably not in 31 Days of Horror, unless I do it as like a two-part thing, with that and Three from Hell, the final film. But this one you can watch as a standalone too. Um, that one is much darker. Definitely more of a exploitation throwback than this. This is like a grindhouse kind of almost paying tribute and poking fun at it a little bit while also being serious. Because there are horror elements in this, or not horror elements. I mean, it's a horror film with comedic elements. Um, the violence, compared to things coming out now and things in like the extreme horror scene, is pretty tame. Um, the whole like backstory about Universal worrying that it would get an NC-17, I don't think this would ever get an NC-17 in any world. Um, but yeah, when the special effects are there, and they are there several times, there are violent parts. They're good, and I like the makeup effects. Or yeah, the makeup, the costumes, great stuff. The way the film is shot is fantastic. The use of color is great. Like it's very bright and vibrant and like cartoony almost, and it really feels like a circus. Um, which is definitely what it's supposed to be. This is like a wild, crazy ride, and honestly, I'm a big fan. I think the acting in this all around is pretty great. Honestly, um, I know that Rob Zombie gets a lot of flack for casting his wife Sherry Moon um, in all of his movies, usually in a starring role. Um, but yeah, I don't think she's that bad of an actress, honestly. She's not great in some things, but when she plays Baby Firefly, great. I don't think she could be replaced with somebody else and it would be the same. She's also great in The Lords of Salem, which is another Rob Zombie movie from years later. Um, but yeah, I think he gets flack for that, and he gets, he gets a lot of pushback for his dialogue writing. Like, he writes the, white trash redneck characters all the time with a lot of cussing and edgy stuff. Um, it, it's not something that personally really bothers me in his films. It's definitely noticeable, but in these, especially House of a Thousand Corpses when he was just starting out, it definitely works. It adds to like the craziness of everything. I think it's pretty funny sometimes as well. But yeah, House of a Thousand Corpses it wasn't initially met with positive reviews at all, um, but it sort of developed a cult following. And I'm one of those people. I really love this movie. This is one of my favorites. Honestly, I won't even. I'm not gonna say anything away from that. Um, like it's a great film. Um, it harkens back to like the days of non-pretentious, fun horror movies, um, and like still maintains this grittiness. And you can definitely tell, especially in this, things that I like about Rob Zombie personally. He knows how to shoot a movie really well. You can say what you want about his dialogue, but I don't think you can, you know, critique his cinematography and the way that he shoots his films um, very well. Other than his film 31, which I won't talk about here very much. It's his weakest film, in my opinion. But yeah, he knows how to write weird characters. The music's always great. It has like this weird Halloween 70s exploitation music video. Like, all of that just put into a blender, and this is what results. It's it's a lot of fun. It's quick paced. The writing in this, I think, is honestly really good. I think the acting is good. The special effects are good. The characters are memorable, which is even some good horror movies and everything that I really enjoy. I mean, you're not gonna remember like every character. This you really do. Like when you have a family of characters, usually there's like one that's kind of just the vanilla one or one that you don't care about. This one is all of them are great. Um, it's just a good time overall. Not anything bad to say about this. If you haven't seen this, definitely give it a go. I believe it's currently streaming. I have a Blu-ray and VHS of this because I collect them. But while I'm doing this, I'm just gonna say where to stream it. It is currently streaming on. Let's see. I believe it's on HBO Max and AMC Plus. So if you have one of those, definitely give it a go. If not, you can get the entire trilogy on Blu-ray for like $10, I think. And I highly recommend doing that. I really do love this movie. I highly recommend it. Really, if you enjoy this as well, watch the sequel. A lot of people like that one better. I personally prefer this one because I like the lighter tone. Um, for like the characters involved, I think they fit that a little bit better. But I do really love the sequel as well. Three from Hell is fine. It's definitely like a fan service film, which is the third movie in the trilogy. But you can watch this as a standalone movie. You're gonna have a great time. So check it out if you haven't. Add it to your 31 Days of Horror. It's a great film. That's it for today. Day 5 of my 31 Days of Horror reviews. I've been your host, Herschel Gillis, signing off for today. Zero thoughts, zero editing, zero brain cells, and zero planning. Make sure to keep your bell notifications on and subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks.